Edwards. Welcome to. I just overheard that this is your first time being at TIFF.
Yeah.
If I'm correct. So I have a few questions, and one of them is, what was it for you, the importance of it, to be a part of this project, to have your input in it?
Well, it was incredibly validating and incredibly humbling because all of the women who were in Lilith Fair in 1996, 1997, 1998 are my heroes. And I would not be writing songs if I hadn't been listening to their records. So being included is truly an honor.
Just to go back to the 1996 and looking up now, do you think there's a woman empowerment, or maybe they still have the same power as they had back in 1996? Men, they know, can speak up through the songs or through the lyrics and not to be basically judged, because I feel like it's the different generation, and maybe the people may perceive the feeling or even perceive the industry in a different way. What's your take on it?
One of the things that really resonated with me when I watched the footage as I was working on the soundtrack was to remember that all of these women, they didn't have glam squads. They didn't have, they showed up in their own clothes. They didn't have people dressing them and spending 3 hours doing their hair and makeup. And that was good enough because their work was good enough and they cared about their work as much as they did going and having an incredible show and connecting with people. And it was a really good reminder that we get distracted by things that maybe are part of our performance but aren't actually part of where it comes from, which is, our heart and our authenticity. And I really like that about Lilith Fair.
Another thing is that composers normally have a very interesting schedule. They may wake up at night and write the music, or early morning. What's the process for you? How do you get into the writing the music, and when the score comes to your mind and say, that's it, I have it?
Well, it's actually a really beautiful story. I was asked by the producers of Lilith Fair to work on the soundtrack, but the person that they set me up with, because I don't do a lot of film and television work, and obviously there's a huge technical aspect to that job. I'm a songwriter and a music maker, but I'm not an editor, and I don't use Pro Tools. And so they set me up with a person from Ottawa named Ian Lefebvre, who was a musical friend at the very beginning of my life in Ottawa. And together we worked on this project, and he just put me in a position to be able to write music that was a reflection of the moment that we were trying to capture. And the Cranberries, Sarah McLachlan, Paula Cole, Natalie Merchant, all of those women are women whose albums shaped who I am. So together we made this beautiful little soundtrack, in between all of the great songs that are going to be in this movie, which are all songs that were part of the 90s. They shaped music in the 1990s, which is really cool.
One last question before I let you go.
Yeah.
What is the word of wisdom you would like to share to any single composer right now and a singer that do not have a courage to show their talent, and they are there and they can make a also difference for this generation, but don't have enough voice? What would you tell them?
They don't have enough what?
Enough voice, or they are not confident enough. What are the words that you would like to tell them to feel confident enough to share?
Well, I was nervous today when I showed up here, and I was filled with self-doubt and insecurity. That's life. If you want to do something and you're willing to fight for it, then you show up. And nobody has all the answers. So if you don't try, you'll never know where your work will go. Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry.